Focus Features and Blumhouse present Obsession.
When I have a crush on a guy, no one knows.
Be careful
I wish Nikki loved me more than anyone in the entire world.
who you wish for. Obsession is 96% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
I love you so much.
It's blood-soaked nightmare fuel.
What kind of spells you put on her?
You have been warned. Obsession. Rated R. Under 17. Animated without parent. Only in theaters May 15th. With special engagements in Dolby.
Ready to soundtrack your summer? With Red Bull Summer All Day Play, you choose a playlist that fits your summer vibe the best. Are you a festival fanatic, a deep end DJ, a road dog, or a trail mixer? Just add a song to your chosen playlist and put your summer on track. Red Bull Summer All Day Play. Red Bull gives you wings. Visit redbull.com/brightsummer ahead to learn more. See you this summer.
I'm Jessica, and this is Daebak K-Rambles, where a couple of friends review Korean dramas, except today we are going to review a Chinese drama, a C-drama, and I have Liliana from Tea and Soju Asian Drama Podcast, my bestie, my drama trio bestie. It's 2/3 of the drama trio on today. Liliana, how are you?
I am very good, thank you. Very excited to talk about this one. It's been a hot minute since I talked about it, but I'm very excited to be here today.
Thank you so much for saying yes to covering One and Only. This is a Chinese drama that literally came to me because of you, because of your recommendation. It has been several years now that we have known each other, and we have exchanged lots of recommendations between us because we know our tastes very well. And you have told me time and time again that I should watch One and Only. It is very, very angsty, and that I would love it. And I'm here to say all of these things are true. Like, this recommendation is a hot recommendation. Definitely, co-sign on it. And yes, I absolutely did love all of the angst in One and Only. It also tore me up. It is very, very tragic. So if that's not your speed, probably don't watch One and Only. But how have you been? What have you been watching lately, if you want to recommend anything? And we were talking at length about the BTS comeback and how we're both excited to go see BTS this year, and that you've been making friendship bracelets as freebies for your London show that you're going to. What have you been watching? What's going on?
I mean, Pursuit of Jade. Everybody and their mother is watching this show right now. And if you aren't, you absolutely should, because goodness, it is a feast for the eyes in terms of cinematography. It's just so well shot. But also, everybody just looks so good in this. And, like, this director, I feel like, when you look at somebody and you think, he's really good looking. But then a director looks at somebody, puts them in front of the camera, and you're like, oh my God, he's even better looking. Yeah. That's what I feel like this director has done, especially to Zhang Wing-he. He's looking incredible. I mean, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil anything. I know you're about to press play on it, but I love it. But also, the men are great. But I have the biggest crush on the female lead, on Tian Shi-wei. The biggest crush. She is just so courageous and so strong, both emotionally and physically. It's just like, she's the best of both worlds.
Breath of fresh air.
I love her. So I think that
Pursuit of Jade
is probably,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to pressing play. I am going to download as many episodes as I can, because in the next week, I will be going on a big family vacation to Alaska. And so by the time you listen to this episode, I will be in negative temperatures. As I've stated many times on the show, I'm from Florida. And so we're really scared, shitless, of going to the interior of Alaska in March. We are looking to see the Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights. We have never seen that, obviously, from Florida. So a lot of things, icy activities that we have planned, and that's what I will be doing when this episode drops. And I think going back to Pursuit of Jade, I will be watching it and then hopefully appearing on your podcast to chat through it and fangirl, hopefully, because I haven't seen it. Like, I can't say for sure how I feel about it, but I am pretty sure that I will love it. So before we get into One and Only, if this is your first time listening, please go ahead and subscribe on your favorite podcast app or on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and many more. And if you like us, please give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Come check us out on social media to stay up to date on the latest episodes and reviews. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Daebak Pod, DAEBAKPOD. And if you're a fan, please consider becoming a patron. It's such a great way for you to get involved and show your support. You can check out the page on patreon.com/TaebakPod. And shout out to my patrons, Curtis, Bale, Alana, Lorna, Sammy, Julia #1, Caitlin, Tenmei, Marta, Delphia, Maria, Sarah, Pam, Julia #2, Nadira, Matthew, Lauda, Christine, and Kate B. Thank you guys for supporting the show. All right, so we're going to get into One and Only, as I said at the top. And here is your first spoiler warning, because as is tradition on the Daebak podcast, Daebak K-Rambles does not do a non-spoiler and then a spoiler section for Chinese drama reviews. Maybe this is wrong, but this is an assumption that I have, that if you're pressing play on a Chinese drama review, you've probably watched this C-drama. So I think the bar for entry is a little higher for such episodes. And so we're going to get right into spoilers. There's not going to be a delineation here between non-spoiler and spoiler. This is your big spoiler warning. All right, so I'm going to read the synopsis for One and Only and get into a little bit of the cast, and then boom, we're just going to get into it.
Girl, winter is so last season. And now spring's got you looking at pictures of tank tops with hungry eyes. Your algorithm is feeding you cutoffs. You're thirsty for the sun on your shoulders. That perfect hang on the patio sundress. Those sandals you can wear all day and all night. And you've had enough of shopping from your couch. Done hoping it looks anything like the picture when you tear open that envelope? It's time for a little in-person spring treat. It's time for a trip to Ross. Work your magic.
Good sleep is everything. That's why Ollie's Science Back Support is made with a blend of melatonin and L-theanine for both kiddos and grown-ups. So when your mind won't switch off, you've got something that can help. Your racing thoughts and restless nights won't stand a chance. Find Ollie Sleep Solutions for the whole family at ollie.com. That's OLLY.com.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready to go.
Whew. One and Only follows the tragic love story of loyal General Zhou Sheng Chen and noblewoman Cui Shi Yi. Raised by the emperor but devoted to protecting the realm, Zhou Sheng Chen commands great respect yet lives under strict political expectations. Cui Shi Yi, long promised to the crown prince, grows up within the constraints of court duty and family alliances. When shifting palace politics alters her engagement, she is sent to study under Sheng Chen at his manor to ease tensions between their powerful families. As teacher and disciple, the two develop a quiet but profound bond. Yet their feelings remain constrained by loyalty, duty, and the dangerous power struggle surrounding the throne, setting the stage for a deeply emotional and ultimately tragic romance. Like I said, if that's not your speed, probably don't watch the show. But this C-drama was adapted from the novel One Life, One Incarnation, Beautiful Bones by Mo Bao Fei Bao. And it aired originally in August 2021. It's 24 episodes long, and I believe that this is basically a prequel or part one to the two-part story of One Life, One Incarnation, Beautiful Bones. Basically, part 2 of this is Forever and Ever. Do you want to talk about the lore behind these two?
So basically, in the novels, the historical part doesn't exist. It's a very, very short part of the original novel. So Forever and Ever where Forever and Ever starts is where the book actually begins, right? And our main character, Shi Yi, she actually remembers her past life. So that is why when you start Forever and Ever, she automatically recognizes something in our male lead and she connects with him very, very quickly because she remembers her past life, right? But because censorship doesn't allow for reincarnation in their stories, they basically brought in, so Mo Bao Fei Bao, who wrote the original novel, also was the screenwriter for these, and the way she decided to adapt the story was to split it basically and to create for One and Only as the historical part, so we were able to get to know the characters in their historical part as opposed to getting to know those characters through Shi's memories. And then in Forever and Ever, the way they've done it is actually really, really, really beautiful. Is they've done little things to connect the two stories. So for example, right at the beginning of Forever and Ever, the first scene is Shi is a dubber, so she dubs dramas, and the first scene is she's dubbing the last scene of One and Only. And like that's how they kind of connect little things. There's lots of little things throughout Forever and Ever that is a shout back to, you know, One and Only, but I don't think they could have done it unless they had gotten the author who knows the book so well and who knows the characters so well to be able to adapt it in this way.
Right.
But yeah, that is kind of like the lore behind it, is that in the original book, it is only such a small part, is that she remembers their past lives, but they kind of had to adapt it into something slightly different for
because of censorship.
TV. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But it worked out because otherwise we wouldn't. I think so. This was one of those cases where you actually end up getting something really, really good because you wouldn't have gotten the historical part, which is actually really well done. So yeah.
I agree. I think there's something special that, you know, within the constraints of the censorship rules and no reincarnation stories, this screenwriter / novelist or whatever, Mo Bao Fei Bao, did an impressive job here adapting her own work for this new medium. She has also written Go-Go Squid, The Flame's Daughter. These are C-dramas. And Scarlet Heart from 2011, which there is a big drama trio review over on Tea and Soju that we did. And we loved it. We loved that story. Have you watched other Mo Bao Fei Bao stories?
I've watched so much of her stuff. Like, if it's a Mo Bao Fei Bao, I tend to keep an eye on. So, because she was the original creator for things like Amidst a Snowstorm of Love, Love Me, Love My Voice, Road Home. So she's known for doing these novels that are very, like, almost quiet, and the male leads tend to be fairly green all the time. So I tend to actually enjoy her work, whether it's her as a screenwriter or whether it's her works getting adapted onto the screen. So yes, I've watched quite a lot from her. You know, I tend to enjoy whatever she puts out. So yeah.
All right, so that's a name to look out for if you are in C-drama land. You like this show, you like Forever and Ever, you like Scarlet Heart, whatever, you might want to dip into more from Mo Bao Fei Bao. The director for One and Only is Guo Hu, and he's directed, I don't know, everything. He's directed going from recent to older works, A Dream Within a Dream from 2025, Only for Love 2023, Tiger and Crane, Mysterious Lotus Casebook, which I know there is a review for on the Tea and Soju pod. I was supposed to be on that. I did not. It did not jive with me. It's kind of like a wuxia story that is a little more heavy on crime of the week type deal. Investigations, and that's just not my speed. So I tend not to gravitate toward those stories, so I bowed out of that one. Immortal Samsara from 2022 he directed, which I just watched this year in January. I absolutely adore Immortal Samsara. It's really high up on my best xianxas list, top best of list. Love and Destiny he directed from 2019, also very, very good xianxia. Lost Love and Times from 2017, which I did not enjoy. I would not recommend that one, but
it's the only one. No.
And then of course Eternal Love / 10 Miles of Peach Blossoms from 2017, which that is, I think, the very first official drama trio review over on Tea and Soju. If you want to listen to us chat about 10 Miles, it's amazing, amazing shows listed for this director, Guo Hu. How do you feel about this director?
Well, let me put it this way. I've watched everything on this list except Lost to Love in Time.
Oh, okay.
That's the only one that I haven't watched.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you're welcome to watch it. It's just not, it does not compare to the other shows.
Yeah. It's just one that has never really called for me. But and the thing is, I like this director. I like the way he directs things. I think he has a good variety. Only for Love, like, it is what it is. There is I've reviewed it with Carol, and Carol and I had a fun time reviewing that one.
You kind of ripped into it. I remember listening to that episode and being like, they freaking hated this show.
The thing is, I think it's because the chemistry was really good, and there was a lot they could have done with that show, and they didn't.
Right.
But it wasn't the point that I was going. It wasn't necessarily the director's fault. It was definitely a writing problem for that show. But yeah, I've watched a lot from him. A Dream Within a Dream from last year was I liked that drama. It's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but I enjoyed what they did with it. And yeah, I think he's a really good director.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into this cast really quick. We have Bai Lu as Cui Shi Yi, the female lead. She has been in so many shows. Her breakout role, Untouchable Lovers. She's been in The Legends from 2019, Arsenal Military Academy, Love is Sweet. Obviously, the sequel to One and Only, which is Forever and Ever. Only for Love from 2023, so she's worked with the director again. Story of Kuning Palace, I love that show. Till the End of the Moon. There's a giant 2-part review of Till the End of the Moon with the drama trio. That is like our basically meet and greet episode where we got together for the first time. We really hit it off. So you can scroll back in your podcast feed and listen to the Till the End of the Moon episode. She's been in Moonlight Mystique, Northward Feud, Unveiled Jade Wind from this year.
Just finished airing. Yeah.
I know you love Bai Lu, and I'm sure that if anyone has listened to Tea and Soju, they know that you love Bai Lu.
Everybody knows at this point. Let me just put it this way. I have watched every single show that you just mentioned on that list. There is a few of hers that I have not watched or that I have dropped because people just automatically assume that because I love Bai Lu, I'll watch anything that she's in. Right. And that's not the case. Yeah. Like, I will check something out if she's in it, but I will not stick around if I'm not enjoying, like, the show. But I have always loved her. I think she can really pull her punches when it comes to doing emotional scenes and emotional work. But in general, I just love it. She's very funny. And, you know, I feel like she has this kind of quality that draws you in. There's a couple of actresses that really can do this. You know, Zhao Lushi is another type of actress that just really, really draw you in. And I feel like Bai Lu is definitely that. So yeah, I have actually, thinking about it, I think I've reviewed most of these on Tea and Soju as well.
Yeah. So if you're looking for some more Bai Lu dramas or reviews on them, definitely check out Tea and Soju's feed because it's probably there.
Yeah, it probably is.
It's probably there. Her co-star is Ren Jialun, aka Alan Ren, and he plays Zhou Sheng Chen, the male lead. And this is actually my very first drama of his. I had never seen Alan Ren before. Yeah.
He's Caitlin's favorite. Like, he's one of Caitlin's ultimate favorites.
I know. Caitlin is the only missing member from Drama Trio. And Caitlin from No Sleep for Dramas has been on Daebak so many times. And she will be on for season 7 as well. She loves Alan Ren. Like, Caitlin loves Alan Ren.
She really does.
I feel horrible. I haven't seen anything until now. So he's been in Destiny of the White Snake, Under the Power, obviously the sequel to One and Only Forever and Ever, The Blue Whisper, Love of Nirvana, The Demon Hunter's Romance from last year, 2025. He's been in a bunch of stuff. And I'm assuming you really like Alan Ren.
I like him. I don't necessarily vibe with all of his dramas, let's put it that way. I think,
Got it.
so I watched him, the first time I think I watched him was The Destiny of White Snake, and I liked that drama, but I also watched that a really long time ago. It'd be interesting to go back and see if I actually did like it as much nowadays. I tried Under the Power, couldn't really get into it.
Okay.
Dropped Love of Nirvana, dropped the Demon Hunter's Romance. So I feel like the problem isn't him, because I feel like he's capable and he's a good actor. I just don't necessarily vibe with his drama choices or his team's drama choices a lot of the time.
He's been in a lot of stuff, and I was looking through his MDL, and you know how they have the MDL ratings, which are usually super inflated. Like everything's an 8 or a 9 or a 10 or whatever. Some of his dramas are like 6.3, like 7.2, and I'm like, whoa, that's really low for MDL standards, which means I just don't think he's found a rhythm for choosing his scripts, or maybe he's not being offered the scripts that are good for him and his again, judging from this one drama that I've seen him in, I'm like, I don't know, he's got it. Like, he's got that star power. I think he's I don't know, I feel bad that it seems like he hasn't really followed up.
I also think so there was couple of years back. I don't think that's the case anymore. It's not necessarily a scandal at all. So the way he started, he kind of stumbled into acting because he was a professional athlete, and then
he was a professional ping pong player, table tennis player, is what I read. And I was like, in the year of Marty Supreme at the Oscars, I can't believe Alan Wren quit table tennis, professional table tennis, because of an injury. I was like, whoa.
So, and the thing is, by the time he got into acting, he was married. A little older. And, you know, he has his whole family and whatnot. And from what I gather, a lot of his earlier jobs don't have, like, any kissing scenes or anything like that. Now, the rumor was always that it was a clause in his contracts that he didn't want to do kissing scenes. Whether that's true or not, only him and the people who signed the contracts. Exactly. Like, I don't know. So that does mean that if it was a more romance-based role, I mean, can you go a whole drama without a kiss scene?
Yeah,
probably not gonna vibe as well. I don't think that's the case anymore, because obviously he does have kissing scenes, but he doesn't have that many. Like, they are fairly limited, I would say. Kind of a rare
occurrence, I guess. With this,
which maybe makes them more special, maybe not. But
maybe, scarcity.
I don't know. But I do think he is a good actor. Like, his eyes convey a lot, and I think he's good at, like, the micro got presence about him. Yes, you know. Yes. So I don't know. I don't know why. You know, he hasn't quite.
Alan Wren, pick up the pace if you're for some reason listening. All right. The last person that we'll talk about is the second male lead, which completely surprised me because I basically went in blind for One and Only. I only knew
did you not know he was in this?
Did not know that he was in this. I mean, technically, I've gone over his filmography before and I've seen it listed. Did I know, pressing play on episode 1 of One and Only, that he was in it? Never crossed my mind. So Wang Xingye plays Liu Zi Xing, and he's the second male lead. And we have covered one of his dramas before on the podcast feed. It is The Double, which I think a lot of people really enjoyed that episode. It was like 4 of us on there. It was Drama Trio plus Naz from the Swoon Diaries podcast. So we had a lot of fun covering that. He's also been in Amidst a Snowstorm of Love, which is a Mo Bao Fei Bao project. Recently, in 2025, he had a big year with 3 dramas, Perfect Match, which I just saw like in the last couple of months, The Wanted Detective, and Shadow Detective. And then he is also kicking off 2026 really strong with Unveiled Jade Wind and Love in Red Dust. So, you know, busy guy, but he's been in a lot of stuff. I mentioned Story of Kuning Palace. He was also the second male lead in Story of Kuning with Bai Lu, just the female lead of this show as well. Scent of Time, he's been in First Love. I think the first time I saw him was Delicacy's Destiny.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I must have seen him before. I've been following him around for a while.
Yeah.
I've been seeing him because he's not been acting that long.
No.
He started acting in 2024.
And he's very young as well.
He's very young. He's
Very
very young.
young.
He is only 24. He's
Oh my God.
24 right now. He is indeed 24. So yeah, I have been following him since One and Only. So 2021 kind of time. But the joke was always that third time's the charm, because he's acted in 3 projects with Bai Lu, and he's never, because they are from the same company, so they are often found in the same projects. But it was a running joke, like, this man can never catch a break when it comes to Bai Lu, and then Unveiled Jadewind came along and he finally made it to male lead status.
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
With Plan B emergency contraception, we're in control of our future. It's backup birth control you take after unprotected sex that helps prevent pregnancy before it starts. It works by temporarily delaying ovulation, and it won't impact your future fertility. Plan B is available in all 50 U.S. states at all major retailers near you, with no ID, prescription, or age requirement needed. Together, we've got this. Follow Plan B on Insta at Plan B One Step to learn more. Use as directed.
Yes, I like him. And this drama, I mean, as I said, this is no non-spoiler section in this episode, so I'm going to get going, okay? This is your last spoiler warning. I was enraged by his character in One and Only. I literally was like, oh my God, do I hate this actor? Do I hate this guy now? Because I was pissed.
Yeah.
Completely pissed over all of his antics. He was so manipulative, and oh God, even after she showed absolutely no interest, she was so cold toward him. Basically told him to his face, I don't want to marry you. I have no interest in joining the palace and marrying in. He was like, anyway, I want her. Please bestow this marriage. And it got so far. I was so shocked that it went so far with this guy, and that he really didn't wise up, and was so, like, he had her painting the portrait of her in his room, and he basically grew up pining after her. And I was like, oh my God, it's all kind of wrong. I think at one point he even says, why can't she just, like, stay still and do what I want?
Yeah. Well, I think it's because he's expecting her to be the painting. And she's not. Like, she's a human. She has feelings and thoughts and, you know.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, if they've never watched Wang Xingyu in One and Only, I don't think they quite know what he's capable of.
Right.
Because a lot of people discovered him in The Double, right? As Duke Su. That's where a lot of people discovered Wang Xingyu. And he's great in that. I'm not taking it away. He's great.
Right. I don't want to take away from The Double and all of the other, like, protagonist, good guy, or even, you know, morally gray characters that he's done.
But this is all Red. Like,
this is Red. He's awful.
Like, it goes, like, I don't think, actually, I think it might even cross territory into, like, dark. He's
awful.
You know, because he plays such a bad character. And the thing is, he doesn't start that way.
No.
Like, he doesn't start that way.
It is gradual.
So people kind of go in and they think, oh, you know, especially if they're doing a tour back and if they've seen other roles of him and they kind of go back, right? And
well, this is what happened to me.
Yeah, exactly. And they see him come across your screen and you expect him to be the good guy because that's what you're used to, right? You're used to him playing good guys, and then it just...
And smart guys as well?
Yeah.
You know, people that kind of like pick up what others are putting down and really adjust. And that is not what this guy does. He like plows through her every want and need. And it almost, oh God, it reminded me of the second male lead from Ashes of Love.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the same thing where like they have all of these like, you empathize with them. They grew up in difficult circumstances, maybe abused, like in this case, in One and Only, as a study partner or something like that. You know, basically, if there's any punishment to be doled out for the Crown Prince, he would get it. Dude, it doesn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, you're like, wow, he still went like fully in the wrong direction.
Oh, yeah. Like, he does not appreciate what he had at all. And the thing is,
and
I
he
think
feels entitled.
He does feel
to
entitled
her,
to it. Yeah.
And eventually like to the throne, and really enticed by power.
I think he was so lonely as well.
Yeah.
That
he thought, at least I have her to look forward to.
Yeah, that was the only thing that was kept going. Because like, to him, that was his. She was his, right? And she was only his. Yeah. And nothing was going to change that. Right. And that's not the case. Because it's like, she was never yours to begin with.
He like did not, when she didn't like just bow to his every whim, you know, want to be touched like on the hands and stuff like that, because he was constantly like trying to hold her hand. She's like, get off of me. No. He was shocked. Every time, like 10 out of 10 times, he was like, what the fuck? What? She doesn't want me? Blown away. Blown away by her just not acquiescing to him or softening at all to him. And this is when she has no beef with him at all. Like, she doesn't even know him.
She just doesn't want to marry him.
She just doesn't want him. Yeah, like
that's all.
Is it that crazy? It's not that crazy, actually.
No. And I think also it's because she starts off as a mute person.
Yeah.
So he probably just expected kind of like this meek, mute girl.
He wants her to be submissive. He wants her to be subservient to him.
That's not her.
And that's not her.
It might have been her before she went to the
before she met
mansion.
Our guy.
Yeah, but that's not the case afterwards.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know we got off on like a weird foot because we started talking about the second male lead right away, but he was the last cast member that we chatted about. But yeah, this story is, I guess I'll go first on like what I thought, because I know what you think. You loved it and you recommended it to me. So gosh, I went into this thinking it's probably not going to end well because of what I had heard. Because there's a part 2, Forever and Ever, that kind of gives you that happy ending that you're looking for. I was like, okay, so this is going to be like ending in flames. And what I didn't expect was that from episode 1, there is a pervasive, persistent sense of dread and misery in the show. And sometimes, like, I was expecting it, but I didn't expect that it was an immediate, oh, this is a melodrama from jump. There was no, you didn't see anything here kind of magic trick happening where later on you're surprised by the carnage and the way that it ends. No, from jump, you know this is not going to end well.
Yeah, they like to keep you there. Like, they like to keep you in that anxious state throughout the whole show.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it's episode 1, our male lead goes back to the capital to mourn his older brother who died, the emperor who died. And he makes this vow of celibacy. And he says, I'm not going to marry anybody. I'm not going to have any kids. And I was like, that's
famous last words.
Famous last words. Famous fucking last words. This is gonna go so sideways. And I think I was having a lot of, I don't think I was having issues, but I was like, wow, I can't believe this is only 24 episodes. Because it felt like it should have been 50 episodes, 40 episodes. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's something about it. It's not that I wanted 40 episodes. I'm like, this feels like they're cutting so much out of it. This is a very condensed timeline. It's got to be like 10 plus years, maybe 15 years of time happening in 24 episodes. And you feel it. You feel that they're booking it through this show. At the same frickin' time that this is a really condensed timeline, large swaths of time being skipped over between scenes, it's a slow burn.
It is.
It's a slow burn romance.
I mean, is it even a slow?
Oh, God.
Like
Snail's pace.
Yeah.
Snail's
It's even
pace.
worse than Love Like the Galaxy, because I don't think
is.
you get the payoff here.
There is no
There's no
payoff. Like, what do you define as payoff? Like, they finally kiss, they finally sleep together, they get married, they have kids. What is your payoff? You will not get it at all in this show.
Nothing.
You don't get it.
Nothing. Not even a kiss.
Not even a kiss. Which I could have gone with at least one kiss. But the name of the game here is restraint.
Glances. It's all in the eyes.
It's all in the eyes. Intense gazes. Things left unsaid. Sad,
so much.
mournful eyes all the time
Lots
with the
of
sad,
tension.
mournful looks. The tension.
So much tension.
So much tension. You could cut it with a knife. It's another character. The tension is another character in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a song lyric, which I watched this on Viki, and Viki blessedly translates all of the Chinese music and songs in this, the OST. And one song lyric from Jump, the song lyric that I was like, oh God, it says, "It seems you and I are not destined."
Sounds about right.
To exasperate this romance, if you can call it that, people are constantly thinking that they're engaged or married. Constantly thinking that they're together. And depending on the situation, they might like refute it and say like, oh no, she's not my wife. Oh no, we're not together. But more often than not, they're just like gagged and they don't correct anybody.
Yeah, that's where they're at. And I think also it's because that builds on the tension of what could have been.
Yes.
Because the thing is, this man is supposed to be a hard general, heart of stone, nothing touches him. And yet she glances his way and this man just melts into a puddle.
Right. He is so whipped for her.
So whipped.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately. And I'm sure there's people out there that read into the age gap between them. They're probably less than 10 years apart, like maybe 8 years apart or something. He loves her immediately. Like when she shows up to be his disciple and she's maybe a child, they make it seem like Bai Lu is a child.
She's supposed to be. She's supposed to be very, very young. Yeah,
maybe a young teenager, 14 or something.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He loves her immediately. Like, like he does. He's really invested in her disability of being mute. It's psychosomatic. So she went through a trauma of losing her father and her mother getting a divorce out of nowhere to kind of separate the scandal that happened with the father's family, pissing off the empress or whatever. And she fell mute immediately. She never recovered from her father leaving. And he is like, okay, I need to learn like sign language. Like I need to figure out how I can help her, how I can make her happy. All the green flag, wonderful things that he does for her, from the pomegranates that he inundates her with. She showed mild interest in loving pomegranates. And he's like, okay,
you know, that's a big thing.
Give me like 3,000 pomegranates.
It comes back in. Yeah, it comes back in forever and ever because he just immediately knows that that's her favorite fruit, and he feeds her pomegranates all the time. And you're not going to watch forever and ever anyways, but she does eventually like get pregnant in there, and like all she craves is pomegranate seeds, and he's like searching everywhere for the pomegranate seeds. So it kind of like comes back around. It's like all of those little things that come back around to kind of link everything together. So yeah.
And you talked about his character, the male lead's character, and how he's this like fierce general, but he's so upstanding of a man, of a person, but he's so utterly lonely.
He is. Because, and the thing is, it's self-made loneliness, because he wanted so badly to not get involved in court politics and to not make himself a target or to not make himself a threat. Yeah, a threat. That he was like, I won't have any family because then I won't have any heirs with any claim to the throne or anything like that. From the moment he says that, his family is the people that kind of surround him every day on the battlefield. Yeah. And the recurring theme is that whenever he leaves for battle, they have been taught never to look back, because if you look back, you will be afraid of dying on the field. Like, if you don't look back, you don't have anything to return to, then you don't have any attachments. So, you know, he never looks back, and she is always there looking at him, and he never looks back. And
I thought that they would have it by the end that he would look back at her,
he
and
never
he never
looks
does.
Back.
Yeah,
he never looks back. And I think that is very specific, because I think if he looked back, he wouldn't have been able to leave. He would, if he had seen her there, he wouldn't have been able to leave. And I think that's the reason why they have him never look back whenever he leaves for war or a campaign or something.
Yes. Yeah.
But I think that he takes that sentiment very, very seriously, to not have those attachments, so that he can be the great general that everybody needs. And like, you do look back throughout the drama, and one specific scene is that they say, oh, he was on the field very, very young. And you see him as a child.
Like what, 13 or something?
Yeah,
leading
13,
campaigns?
14, leading campaigns and winning. And it's like, if it's inbred into you that early on, you are not going to want to form attachments. Yeah. And she just sneaks her way in.
She does. I mean, it's all so brutal. But he's fierce in battle. His army is invincible. And he denies his royal lineage, changes his last name, you know, all of this privilege, denies riches and women. And he has this reputation, right? This like perfect, carefully curated reputation that he built over all of these years. Even other warriors who want to join his ranks, which it's a famous, like, basically royal army that he leads, they're invincible. They don't lose. And they want to join his ranks, but they don't do it for pragmatic reasons, because there's no rewards, no benefits. Even the court is not giving them the proper rewards or riches or bonuses, what have you, when they win battles, because of the precarious political situation of him leading the army. So it's like they don't even get rewarded properly. There's no benefits here. Can you imagine getting a job and then you don't get the benefits?
No.
Like, that's why people are like, I'm not going to join his army.
Exactly. And the thing is, I think it all comes down to, realistically speaking, right? If he wanted to take the throne, it would have been incredibly easy for him to do so.
Yes.
Because he has a lot of support on his side. And not only does he lead one of the best armies out there, who will very much follow him anywhere. And that is very clear. They're
so honorable.
But even towards the end, and I don't know if we can talk about it right now. But
do you want to save something for later?
No, I don't know. I don't know if we can get, because it's like, it's one of the biggest spoilers. I don't know if I can go. So
just say it. Just say it. It's fine.
So basically, when he dies, or when they're killing him off, right? All of the ministers are like willing to die with him, and that is loyalty that cannot be bought, right? That is loyalty that goes down to their bones, let's put it that way. So I think he could have easily taken the throne if he wanted to, and we wouldn't be here, because he would have just been able to marry her and have a completely different storyline, right?
Right.
But he's just too good for that, isn't he?
So
he was never interested in the throne. That's the thing.
That's the thing that I think was kind of unique about this show. And I've watched, quite a few C-dramas where there's generals and things like that. Even though the K-drama Goblin, like, the backstory has to do with the very same dynamics of, there's a very successful general who has a lot of public support, and he's related to the Empress. So he could just come in and take over at any point. This guy, I've never seen a general who literally does everything possible not to catch that smoke. Does not want anything to do with taking over the throne, of leading everybody from the emperor position, of attaining status, of attaining riches, doesn't even compute to him to go through all of this hassle and trouble and do this to get her, right?
No.
To even attain the power to change the vow that he made and renege on it.
No.
Just to be with her.
No.
He's so bound by duty. And it never happens. Like, you think, oh, he's going to change. He's going to rebel.
No.
And he never does.
He never does. No.
He does not
He
want that
never
smoke.
does. No. He
And I
just
think that's
wants-
unique.
Yeah, that is unique. Because normally, being in the position that he is, you would expect him to be like, sod this, I'm gonna,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure that I can marry her. But that is never the case.
Mm-mm. Every year on her birthday, he gifts her military victories, like a scroll of seals from conquered generals. And it took me half the show to be like, oh my God. Each year for her birthday, he gifts her another year of peace.
That's what his
Do you know what it is to get the
Yeah.
gift of peace from a man who literally can change history?
Yeah. And I think it makes it so much more special because he could give her anything.
Anything.
Like,
yeah.
He's not poor. He's not
No.
poor, let's put it that way. He doesn't lack for money or anything like that. But he gives her the only thing that he thinks she will appreciate.
It's valuable. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
And
peace.
all that he's been working toward. It's his job, his only job.
Yeah. It's his life mission, isn't it? That he's just
Yes.
handing over to her.
And he
so-
gives her like all of this, everything that he's conquered, everything that he's achieved, he just gives it to her. And I'm like, oh my God. One thing that I found interesting, and I was reminded by the title of the original novel, One Life, One Incarnation, Beautiful Bones, is the concept of having beautiful bones. Because she mentions it a few times in the show. And I'm like, what is up with the bones situation? Like, why is everyone sort of intimidated by his bones? My interpretation is that it's like what he has inside, that his character and his essence, his bones, something you can't see from the outside, are so great and perfect. It's what you need in a leader that people are intimidated by it.
Yeah. I'm sure I Googled this at the time.
Oh,
and
did
I
you? Okay.
cannot remember what it was. But yeah, I think it's also to do with a structure, I believe. But I can't remember what it said. Oh, that's gonna bug me.
If you want to look it up, you can. Like, it's
so Google is saying, oh, see, there is a proverb behind it, I thought. But Google is saying, refers to the core premise of the story and its source. Yeah, we get that. And then it says, a proverb, the story is built around the idea that those with skin do not have bones, suggesting that while many people have beautiful outward appearances, the skin, few possess truly beautiful bones, representing noble character, soul, and integrity. See, I knew there was more to it. I was like, I'm sure there's like something that goes with the language.
I'm on it then.
And that's what it is.
I'm right on it. That's,
yeah. So he's
that's
like
amazing.
beautiful in and
Inside
out.
and out.
yeah. It's basically that. It's in and out situation. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. I love all of that, even though it was like kind of weird in the moment when she was like, his bones. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. And that leads to like the smallest and yet most intimate touch of her touching his nose.
Get out. Yeah. Do you have moments that just like live on after you've watched this show? I think you said before we got on, you've watched it like 3 times.
Yes, this was my third. So I initially watched it while it was on air, and it was
5 years ago.
Yes. Watching this on air was devastating.
Oh, I'm sure.
Devastating. And then I rewatched it because I wanted to review it on Tea and Soju. And I kind of like skipped around a bit and rewatched it that way. But this time I was like, it's been long enough. Like, I'm going to fully rewatch it. So I fully rewatched it. This scene that will stand out to me is Bai Lu's last scene. That will always be my standout scene. Like, I can tell you everything that happens in that scene.
Well, talk me through it. I mean, I just watched it like several hours ago, but
basically, it's just the way she talks and the monologue inside. So everything has gone to crap.
Everything's gone to shit.
Yeah, everything's
Absolute
gone to shit. Most of the people she grew up with at his mansion are dead or gone or dispersed. Like,
or labeled as rebels, and so
labeled as rebels
on the run.
Yeah. She is being forced to marry somebody who basically killed the man she loves.
Because our second male lead, Wang Xingyu, aligned with an enemy of the state to conspire against our upstanding male lead and kills him, throws the entire country into disarray, opens it up to foreign attacks, all to get her.
Yeah.
All to get power to get her.
Sod the piece that the male lead has been working for.
Right. It's like all for naught.
Life.
It's just all down the drain.
And I think it's not just that he killed him, it's the way that he was killed.
The way that he did it. Which we can talk about that after this scene, I guess.
Yeah, so
that you're talking about.
So she basically, first of all, he locks her away in a palace room so that she is not able to know that
an extreme house arrest.
Zhou Chen, that Zhou Chen's dead. Like, she does not know until her mother finally comes in, manages to come in and tell her. Like, the acting in that scene alone, do you know, I'm jumping about, but do you know that in that scene, in that specific scene where she finds out that he's dead, she cries. Bai Lu had to do that scene a couple of times, and then the director had to send her home because she was so inconsolable. She could not get out of her head and that scene. And it's also well known that this is one of the shows that Bai Lu cries the most. So she said she was very emotionally drained after filming One and Only. But she finds out he's dead through a
It's silent wailing. Like, just to sit on that for a second.
Yes.
It's silent wailing.
Yeah.
And she
looks
goes
like
silent
she's
again. Screaming. Because after all this and putting her under house arrest and cutting her off from everybody that she's ever known, she's completely isolated in the palace, and she goes mute again. Which a huge deal for this character who had grown so much and had started talking again, like, you know, basically reconciled with her trauma from losing her father, and now she lost the love of her life in her mourning. I mean, it's a wonderful, impressive scene from Bai Lu.
Yeah.
That it looks like she's screaming and she's not.
Yeah. And she gets that letter from him written in his own blood. And he writes in that letter, I wrote the quote down, "I never failed."
I have it here. "Throughout my life, I did not let the world down. Only 11.
Yeah.
Only Shi Yi." Yeah, her
Only
nickname
she.
is 11 or whatever, but Shi Yi.
It's because Shi is like similar sounding. The characters are similar sounding to 11 in Chinese. So all of that, she finds out. They come up with a plan to get her away from the now emperor. Right. And she is like, I don't want anyone else to die. So what does she do?
And this is not explicitly stated.
No, she tells nobody.
Yeah.
She tells nobody.
Because they're all different parties are coming to her and they're like,
we're going to save you.
Stand here, leave through this door, blah, 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 so you can escape. So-and-so will see you in the south or whatever. They're trying to help her abscond from the palace.
And she's in her red wedding dress. And she starts going to a tower. And people are like, oh, she's just going up there to kind of like say hello to the people as the noble concubine.
Yeah.
And, that's not the case at all. There's one person that knows exactly what she's going to do. And he bows down and he says, I will accompany you on your last journey.
Stop it.
Because he knows what
knew.
she's going to do. And she starts climbing and she starts taking one ring off and the other ring and, the hair ornaments. And as she does, she is monologuing. And I didn't do the whole thing, but I did the core part that I think is the most important part. And she says, Shi Yi is just 11 from the Nanshan mansion. Zhou Sheng Chen, I'm here to marry you. If there is another life, come to marry me first. Do you agree? I will take your silence as agreement. She says that line and she jumps off the tower.
Yes.
It's snowing, which is very special to them. It's always snowed in a lot of their moments. And she's in this vibrant red. And she crashes, obviously, onto a snow-covered floor. And there's this aerial shot of Bai Lu in this vibrant red across this white snow. And it is just visually
Stunning.
It's stunning because it's like, and also you have the emperor trying to catch her and she slips through his fingers just like she has been doing the whole show.
Entire show. Yeah.
The entire show. And it's like, dude, she would rather die than marry you. That's how much she doesn't want to marry you.
You don't have a shot, buddy.
No.
Oh
this, I
love
think,
that
is one
scene
of the
too.
most, and I always say it is a beautifully death
I know we're
scene.
talking
And people
about
are always
suicide.
Exactly, but people are like, how can you call that? But it is.
But it is beautiful, sorry.
It is a beautifully tragic scene, but it is still a beautiful scene nonetheless.
Yeah.
From the acting, the utter look on her face of peace as she goes to her death, it is, it just conveys so much. So regardless, even if I hadn't watched the show in 3 years, that scene, to somebody who has watched the show, you just have to say, Bai Lu's red dress scene. And everybody knows what you're talking about because it's so incredibly tragic and beautiful. And again, this is the scene, the first scene in Forever and Ever. This is the scene that Bai Lu is narrating or dubbing over.
Get out.
It is.
Oh,
and it's
God.
just, yeah.
I love this scene. There's nothing I can say to bring it down, critique it, whatever. It's perfect. And I mean, when did you know she was going to commit suicide? I think I knew immediately, when the show started, in the first 5 or 6 episodes, I was like, if he dies, she'll die. If she dies, he will die.
Look,
no doubt in my mind.
This was only going to go one of two ways, right?
Yeah.
He was going to rebel and take her away, and they were going to find a way to marry. That's the way you expect the show to go. Right. That's the expectation. And a lot of people who had read the novel, they knew that there was a tragic ending to that specific part of the plot line. But because the story had been changed so much to be done into a full 24 episodes, people were like, we don't really know how Mo Bao Fei Bao is going to adapt it and how she's going to decide to use her own characters because truly she has the power to do so. It is her work. It is her own characters. Nobody knows them better than she does. So she could have gone in a million different directions, right? And I think a lot of people were expecting him to kind of stand up and take her away or whatever. But I think the signs were always there.
The writing was always on the wall to me.
Always there that these two were gonna die. It was going to be tragic regardless.
Yes, and I think there's even if you're coming up on this ending, episodes 23, 24, and you're like, maybe something is gonna happen to make it a happy ending, or maybe she'll live on or something. No, there's also signs there, because even when they start his execution, she feels the weight of it. She feels some type of way about it.
She gets really sick.
She gets really sick. She feels stifled and panicked. She's writhing in pain, seemingly, at the same time that they are killing him. And so they have this like cosmic connection, right? They're bringing that up already when he dies and she is told that he is gone. That scene of her silent wailing, the mourning, which is so visceral of a reaction. Like, how do you expect her to live on? And then after that, when she's burning all of the gifts, like all of the scrolls of victories that he has gifted her over the 10 plus years that they've known each other, that's also a sign. She burns the letter that he left her, written in his own blood.
She does.
I'm
she
like,
doesn't want to leave any of that behind. She doesn't want to share. That's hers and hers alone. So I think that's her saying goodbye to whatever they had so that she can go and meet him in the next life. Yeah. I found it quite powerful that she, even though she knows going into this whole grand wedding ceremony that begins with her exhibiting in front of the people and her supporters, like her clan or whatever, she knew that she wasn't going to go through with this wedding. She knew that she also wasn't going to try and escape. She didn't want anybody else. She didn't, She was like, we're done. She goes up the city gate, and it's just so important that I think this is her wedding day. And she's wearing the red gown, these beautiful, vibrant red robes like you were talking about. And I think I lost it when she says, I'm here to marry you. Yeah. And I lost it. Yeah. That scene hit just as hard the third time around than it did the first time around, I'm not going to lie. And also, doesn't it remind you of a little nod until the end of the movie? Absolutely. She jumps off. This is what everybody kept saying, and I kept saying this. She's like, friends with the floor. Yep. Yeah. And I was like, I can't say it because I don't want to spoil for one and only. But it's literally a nod to the scene of her jumping. I think so too. Off that tower. But yeah, it's an iconic scene regardless. I know it's a suicide scene, but look, guys, it is a beautiful scene. Part of the genre, I'm afraid. Do we want to quickly talk about his execution, which I was in shock that they didn't quite show it all. It was just sort of implied. No, they just showed flashes. Yeah. So I thought it was death by 1,000 cuts. Yeah. And the thing is, that is quite specific that they did it that way because it is one of the most, what's the word that I'm looking for? One of the most shameful deaths that you can give to somebody because the body is supposed to be sacred. Something, sacred, something that your parents gifted you, you're not supposed to harm it. And to have it slashed that way so many times, it's meant to be one of the most shameful ways to die. That's why when she finds out, and when a lot of people, like when one of his disciples, they come to collect the body and she finds out the way he died, she just falls on the floor. Right. It's because it's not only that he's dead, that's already a big blow, but it's the way they did it. It's the way they shamed him, like this big, great war hero, and they shamed him by slashing his body up uncontrollably. Yes. They said it lasted 6 hours. Yeah. I wouldn't fucking marry that guy either. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what made you think? But the audacity that you have to think that you can still marry her after that. Oh, no. Absolutely not. But it does lead to the scene where Wang Xingyu's character goes afterwards and his white clothes, because it's exactly the same thing that they did in Ashes of Love, where they put him in white and apparently he's very...
I get so many headaches every month.
It could be chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more.
Botox, onabotulinum toxin A, prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine. It's not for those who have 14 or fewer headache days a month. Prescription Botox is injected by your doctor. Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, including ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia myasthenia gravis or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
Why wait? Ask your doctor. Visit BotoxChronicMigraine.com or call 1-800-44-BOTOX to learn more.
Angelic, but he's anything but. And he goes into that room and he sees the blood on his hands and he just starts to laugh. But you can see it's like this manic laughter.
I was going to bring the scene up, yes. Yes, talk to me about it.
Because he wants to almost like, he wants to cry, but he doesn't. So he becomes, this manic laughter. Almost.
It was a strange scene. Especially because I think everything else in the show is pretty simple and easy to understand and not really up for that much interpretation. This scene, I was like, oh, they're doing something here, because the second male lead comes into this room, like you said. Initially, this is a post-execution, right after the execution and right after all of these loyal ministers, probably hundreds of ministers, decided to mourn him and die with him.
Yeah. That's loyalty right there.
A mass culling that just happened in the court. And he seems panicked and traumatized by this scene that just happened. He sees all this blood kind of splattered on his white robes, like you said, light-colored robes, and he starts wiping it away with his hands, almost like, he's scared of what just happened. Yeah. He get it off me. And then he stops and sees the literal blood on his hands, which is obviously very on the nose. There's blood on his hands. And he starts maniacally smiling and laughing and sniffing the blood on his hands as his eyes roll back in his head, almost like he's getting off on this.
He's accepting it, isn't he? Because he thinks that's power.
I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, did he go insane for a minute? Or, is it like this journey, this descent into not just madness, but like you said, he's happy that it happened, that he's just eliminated his greatest threat, not just politically, but romantically.
Yeah. Because you'd be dumb.
There's no... Right.
You'd be dumb not to see those two are completely in love. Like,
yeah. You're insane if you think that there's nothing happening between them.
Yeah.
I thought that was a very interesting scene to put in.
I think it's his acceptance of what he's done and the role he played in it. And I think it's basically the point of no return for him. I mean, he's done bad stuff before, but really there's no coming back from this. And him accepting, I think it's like he thinks this is the ultimate power over life and death, almost, that he's been given. The thing is, at the end of the day, he is a puppet in the hands of the other guy. And he comes to realize that a little bit too late, but he does come to realize that he's literally just a puppet. Same crap he was having 20 episodes ago. It's just a different puppet master up there pulling his strings, isn't it?
Absolutely. And what I found most, I guess, crazy about the whole situation is that he is sick. The doctors have given him 3 years to live, and this is before he pulls all of this shit in the last couple of episodes. I was like, but you're dying. Like, all this?
Let it go.
But you're dying. So I'm like, you're terminal. And he's still pulling all this bullshit. It's just, there's such futility in it. It's shocking that he would go through the trouble of becoming emperor and he is on borrowed time. 3 years at most to live.
I think he just wanted that power. And the thing is, he wants her above anything else. He wants her. He doesn't love her. He's obsessed with her.
He's
There's
infatuated
a very big
with her.
difference. Yeah.
Infatuated.
Yeah. And he'll do anything. He thinks, once he's emperor, he can do whatever the heck he wants, and she will be his, and he'll be able to command her to be his. That was never going to work out. Yeah.
Are there other scenes that just wrecked you?
The scene where she wants to visit a specific temple or palace that's been closed off, and then she asks him to write something, and she says, oh, can you write Chen, which is his surname? And he doesn't. He writes Shi Yi, and then we come back to that room. after they're both gone and after they're both dead, and her name is still written in the dust, which it wouldn't be because dust would collect them up, but still,
right?
It's sentiment of the matter. It's the thought. Yeah. So yeah, scenes like that, just her saying goodbye to him over and over again. Bless her.
Oh my god. Mm-hmm.
What else have I written down in my notes? Oh, episode 14. Mm-hmm. There's a very specific line that I love about him. It's him admitting he wants her without him admitting he wants her. And it's, to me, that's what it comes across, because he says, I'm not a hero. I'm also selfish. I also have things I want but cannot do. And he says this line to her. And, to me, that is him very much saying, you're the thing I want.
Yes.
And I cannot have. So yeah, I adored that scene. And then in episode 16, that is her bidding farewell, and she says, disciple Shi bids farewell to Shifu, and it's basically they do a flashback to when she first arrives, and she's paying her respects to him for the very, very first time. So I love.
There's a lot of scenes. I think the second scene your sister died and she got impaled in the big fight towards the end, I was like, heartbreaking, because damn, there's so many things.
They were going to be together.
They were going to be together. Her and the older cousin, the sweet older cousin. He had gotten divorced. It was a whole heartbreaking thing that he even had to get married in the first place to this fucking spoiled brat of a princess. And they get divorced, and they could have made it. This one stung. This one stung for sure, because I could see the finish line for them.
Yeah.
And she dies. Oh, God.
And then he gives up his clan's name to become junior prince so that he can take over his master's
army, avenge
what's
happened.
And basically avenge it.
When the mom and the aunt, I think this is in one of the episodes 11 through 17. I can't remember which one. I was taking notes in chunks of episodes. The mom and the aunt of the Sui family go to the Western state to pick her up for her wedding, and she doesn't know why they're there.
Oh, yeah.
And she had sent them this letter. She sent the mom this letter saying, like, my
just want to marry.
Wish is to remain unmarried and stay in Western state, close to him, living in his household, and just compile classics and books and be like a glorified librarian of the time, which is, just to be closer to him.
It's a sweet life too, right?
Sweet life as well. This scene of her and the mom, I think, was really powerful as well, where she knows that she can't get out of the second engagement with the same guy, the same second male lead. And she says, I can't even convince myself. She says she's thought of countless words to convince her mom to let her stay unmarried, living abroad in this guy's household. And she's like, I can't even convince myself. Like, there's no good reason. If I stay, I still have to do this. Like, out of duty.
Yeah.
I still have to get married out of duty. And the mom says, I've been through this pain. Talking about divorcing the husband that she loved and, sending him away. He was sick as well. So he died. Like, it's terrible. She talks about how the brother, which is the cousin that we were talking about earlier, he knows this pain as well of not being with your loved one, this anguish, and that the mom would have done everything possible to let her settle with any general that she happened to fall in love with out there. But, and I quote, the only impossibility is the man in your heart.
Yeah. Yeah. She had to go and fall in love with the one guy.
The one guy she can't have.
Yeah.
She says, our girl says, I never had any wild thoughts. I truly just want to be by his side and stay by his side every day. That's enough. And of course, she's saying this through like tears. And they pan outside. He has overheard everything. This entire conversation. And again, he's just like shell-shocked. He can't do anything. He can't go in and comfort her. There's all this duty and propriety and everything. This is like a mountain between them, the entire show. But especially after she gets that second death sentence, basically, to go marry into the royal family, It's just all downhill.
It is.
It's horrible.
It is. I will say, if you want a little bit of healing, just go on YouTube and search up.
Oh, is there like a supercut?
There probably is. But I'm thinking about one specific scene, which again, I haven't watched Forever and Ever in years, but this is a scene that my head goes straight to. And it is Shi Yi and Zhou Sheng Chen. So they have the same names.
Oh, really?
A rain scene. Trust me, you won't go wrong.
Okay.
It'll heal your heart and give you a little bit of closure.
Okay. I'll definitely look it up because I honestly don't know if I want to sit here and watch just a lovey-dovey modern day romance with these.
Not
and they're not
lovey-dovey.
exactly
right.
They're not exactly the same. You know, that's my thing with all of these dramas that try and not just do this exact thing where it's one work that was split up and due to censorship and all this stuff. But like even what's one in the K-drama Goblin, the second pairing, it's very tragic. They don't end up together, whatever. They did another drama, those two actors, Touch Your Heart, which is they're not the same characters.
Yes, I did watch Touch Your Heart.
It's the same effect, right? People that are heartbroken over this other tragic romance that they had are going to get some sort of happy ending with them in a modern day romance. But my thing is, it's not the same characters.
Yeah. They are.
It's not the same. It's not going to hit the same because it's a totally different timeline, totally different characters.
They have very similar personalities in Forever and Ever. Like, you can see the general and she's called Shi Yi again in this one. Like, they have the exact same names, you know, same name, same everything. And so she's a voice actress. She dubs dramas and whatnot. And the story just follows that they meet at an airport and they kind of instantly connect. And if you just watch Forever and Ever, you'll never understand and you'll be like, this is like insta love and whatever. It isn't. They connect because there is something there. Like, they feel drawn to each other. And it's kind of like that, you know, reincarnation, that kind of life coming back together. And he's basically like an architect, I think. I think he does he does traditional craftsmanship. So you see a lot of old houses like you did back in One and Only and things like that. And they kind of come together. There's a lot of family drama, which is not going to be for everybody. And also, I do think it did not need to be 30 episodes. Let's put it that way.
Wait, Forever and Ever is 30 episodes?
Yeah. It doesn't need it.
It's already upsetting me. It's upsetting me.
Need it.
Because if anything needed 30 episodes, it was this one and only. A lot of the stuff was told in flashback. Like, they were like, I can't believe this, you know. And then they show a flashback scene that you've never seen before. Brand new scene.
Yeah.
It was very Till the End of the Moon in that respect, where it's like, I haven't seen this. This is very choppy. But I mean, in this case, there wasn't, I guess, that they were cutting down to fit a
No, there was
mandate.
nothing then yet. No.
So some of that did feel herky-jerky, but if anything needed 30 episodes, girl, it was this one, not just the modern day one.
Just go look at some edits. There's really good scenes. There's really good scenes from Forever and Ever. Really good scenes. And like I said, lots and lots of little things that connect one show to the other. Even like the nose touch, she does that a lot to him in Forever and Ever.
Do you know what I nicknamed it in my notes as I just want to take another look at you. Because of A Star Is Born with Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga, because they do that in that movie. I just want to take another look at it. And she goes like this on her nose, runs her finger down her nose.
I'm never going to be able to unsee that. That's how I'm going to think of it now. So
she does it a couple of times.
She does.
To him.
She does.
It's
and
adorable.
it does come back. Like I said, just go look at some edits. You'll be absolutely fine. I don't think...
Right as rain.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people... The thing is, I liked Forever and Ever well enough.
Uh-huh.
But...
It would be nothing without One and Only, I'm sure.
Yeah. I don't think... I mean, I still would have enjoyed it.
Can't stand on its own.
I think it can, but I think, like, lots of people ask, oh, do I have to watch One and Only to watch Forever and Ever? Because they don't like historicals, or they don't like, you know, tragedy. They don't want to inflict that upon themselves.
Right.
And I always say, you can watch Forever and Ever. I just don't think it hits you or impacts as much if you haven't watched One and Only, because like I said, there's so many little things that connect the stories together. There's even later on, she gets sick in Forever and Ever, and she kind of like has this fever dream, and she kind of remembers some of the things that she did that happened in One and Only, and she kind of like has dreams about it. That's how they fit that storyline in a little bit. But yeah, I think it was just cleverly done, the way they linked the two shows together. But yeah, it's all the things that we wanted them to do in One and Only, but they couldn't. And they have all the freedom to do in Forever and Ever. And also, they get together within like the first 10 episodes. They're together and like almost going to get married. Like
that's what she wanted. She said, "If there's another life, come to marry me first."
Oh, he does.
And he does, I'm sure. Yeah.
He does. So yeah, absolutely.
I mean, everything else in my notes is kind of like very, very specific things that happened in the plot that I just didn't want to forget, but not necessarily fodder to talk about necessarily.
No.
I thought it was beautiful.
It is beautiful drama. I don't intend to rewatch. I don't want to go back to the tragedy again. So I was like, do you know what? Knowing what's coming doesn't help. It doesn't help.
That's hysterical. Hey, I totally forgot to do this towards the beginning of the show, but what would you rate this show out of 5 soju bottles? Or I guess you can do teacups as well.
Is this one of my 5 teacups? I don't know. The thing is, I love it. I do really. Also, first of all, it was a bit jarring for me. I know Bai Lu's voice very well, and she's very much dubbed in One and Only. That was a bit jarring. But it is one of my 5 teacups because I did score it 10 out of 10.
I loved it. I didn't feel kind of shortchanged maybe that there is no technical romantic payoff, that there's no kissing. I didn't feel that at all. And I will say about Bai Lu is that yes, I've heard her dubbed by somebody else or herself in later shows. However, her performance in this, at first I was like, oh, it's Bai Lu. I love Bai Lu, whatever. And I was immediately immersed in her character here. She really took on this different persona, and I didn't see Bai Lu, if that makes any sense.
You tell yourself, no one wants your college-era band tees. But on Depop, people are searching for exactly what you've got. You once paid a small fortune for them at merch stands. Now, a teenager who calls them vintage will offer that same small fortune back. Sell them easily on Depop. Just snap a few photos, and we'll take care of the rest. Who knew your questionable music taste would be a money-making machine? Your style can make you cash. Start selling on Depop, where taste recognizes taste.
Yeah. She has the ability to do that, though, doesn't she? She has very much the ability to kind of lose herself in her roles. And I always love that about her. I do.
I would say this is a really good show to cut your teeth on for a historical. However, I'm not sure
tragic.
It's very tragic. It's so sad. It's so unbearably sad, which I love. That's obviously the point of this show. That was what Mo Bao Fei Bao intended when she wrote of a tragic backstory for these characters in her novel, and then circled back to do a full season of a adaptation. She was like, this was always going to be tragic. completely.
It was always,
It was always going to end badly, but it was still beautiful.
It was. I loved it, beginning to end. I truly did. Even with all the tragedy, I still loved it a lot.
Yeah.
And I was checking because I've been going through a lot of my drama list and just my ratings, and actually I've been downgrading
Oh no.
a few dramas, and that's why I wanted to double check. But I was like, I'm pretty sure I haven't, because now that I've rewatched it, I think it still stands.
It holds up.
Yeah, it still holds up. So yeah, my 5 teacups are dwindling down, I think, a lot nowadays. I think I'm just becoming way more. I think I'm just becoming way more harsher, and also the older shows, I'm like, okay, I love that, and I rated it so highly back then. Do I remember any of it? I really don't. And then, if that's the case, should it still be a 5 teacup if it doesn't hold up and I don't have great recollections of it, and I don't really have. So that's why I've been going through my list and
Before we get out of here, if anyone wants to watch more Bai Lu or Alan Ren shows or Wang Xingyu shows, what would be your top recs for these actors?
For Bai Lu, I think Till the End of the Moon is a really, really good role of hers. I really did love. Now, I loved Unveiled Jade Wind, but it's not going to be for everybody. It is a very
It's not a
different
romance,
role for
right?
her. It's not a romance, exactly. It's very much a back burner, and she plays a very, very different character. She's very grey as a character. She's very cold, very stoic. So she plays the classic male lead, let's put it that way.
Right.
But it is, I think it's the signal of the start of her changing courses in her career, I think. Northward is a really good show. She went full on very short hair, braces for a lot of the show. So it is a completely different look to her.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I think those are all. I mean, Story of Kuning Palace.
Oh, I love Story of Kuning
Palace. I love Story of Kuning Palace.
Yep.
It is amazing. But yeah, for her, Alan Ren, I think we need Caitlin.
Yeah.
Because I've dropped most of his shows.
Oh no.
And the thing is, Destiny of White Snake, I watched it so long ago that I don't think it's one of those, can you even recommend it? So yeah, Wang Xingyu, the double, obviously.
The double,
I think that's one of his best jobs. If you want to see him with Bai Lu and Veil Jade Wind.
Right.
But yeah, I think the double has been one of his best works. And
really
then you
juicy
get to
role.
see the really difference. Yeah, it is a really, really juicy role. Even if he is not, he's the male lead, but that show is all about the female lead. That is the female lead's show. And then if you want to see him in a modern, then Amidst a Snowstorm of Love.
Yeah.
Not going to be for everybody.
Character.
He is.
Yeah. So that's his main role, but I'm like,
he is a main role, but he doesn't really, he's there. He plays the cousin to the female lead. So he's there. He is there. Lots of things happen. He has, but I don't think he has that much screen time to really consider him a main role in that one, because that's with Wu Lei. And Wu Lei definitely
Wu Lei
takes the screen.
Yep.
But that show is always vibes and no plot. Don't go in expecting plot, because that's not what you're gonna get.
All right. Well, those are some great recs, so definitely check those out if you haven't already and you want to see more from these actors and this cast, because it is a really strong cast, I will say. All right. Thank you so much, Liliana. I appreciate you taking the time to rewatch for the third time, a one and only. And where can people find you online?
So you can find me on Tea and Soju Pod, all one word, on TikTok, Instagram, Threads. I think we're on Threads as well. And yeah, and then if you'd like to listen to the podcast, it's Tea and Soju Podcast, and that's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you can get podcasts from.
Lovely. Yes. Very soon we will be doing a tea tasting for your Discord, which we all got sent tea. And I am not a tea drinker, so this will be very interesting. I'm very intrigued by the entire process of tasting these things from... I'm not quite sure where the tea is from. Is it from China?
Mostly Chinese tea. Yeah, it's mostly Chinese.
It's loose leaf.
I haven't actually. Yeah, it's loose leaf tea.
Yeah.
We have some pu'er tea in there, which I'm very excited. Pu'er is really good for like aiding. A lot of people drink it after food because it's supposed to help you with digestion after big meals and stuff. So yeah. So that's always a tea I always have on hand. But yeah, we have really, really good Silver Needle, which is kind of like a green tea. So we have really good teas.
It's exciting.
I'm very excited.
New world.
Very excited.
Excited to do this with everybody else too. Like have an experience. Yeah, so we got that coming up. When you listen to this, I will be in some cold negative temps, but feel free to reach out to either one of us to chat. One and only, and of course Liliana has way more recs for C-dramas. I have recs, but you really do have recs, so definitely hit us up. Watched a few, just a couple.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it. That's our show. I'm Jessica, and this has been the Daebak K-Rambles Podcast.